Okay, I've had this idea for a while now, and I figure it's about time I finally did something about putting it into action and demonstrating every character's unique legendary gear effect in one video. So, here goes nothing. Aquaman now deals damage to attacker when blocking while trait is active. Roughly 0.5% of the opponent's max health per hit, it seems. Atom can use both power and gadget interactions. Where both exist, press up plus interact to get the gadget interaction. Atrocitus. Dexter is now always active, and trait attacks are on a shared cooldown. Bane. Trait has a very short cooldown and no longer has a debuff, but drains health when it expires. It's roughly 5% health at level 1, 12% at level 2, and 25% at level 3. Batman. Instead of a double jump, he can now triple jump, both forward and backwards. Black Adam. Lightning Storm, down forward 1, drains meter. 1/10 of a bar on meterless, and meter burn drains 1/2 of a bar. Black Canary. Trait Scream now has a radial hitbox. Black Manta can cancel Rising Tide down forward 3 into his trait Float attack for meterless launch. Blue Beetle. The trait Blade Stance is now always active, and the trait is replaced with the projectile and has a recharging meter. Brainiac can now meter burn trait attacks to call one of each drone. Captain Cold. Trait now charges very quickly, but also drains quickly over time. Catwoman. Instead of gaining trait attack scratches randomly from claw attacks, they are instead guaranteed from all whip attacks. Cheetah. Chance for all claw attacks to apply a stacking bleed damage over time effect. Cyborg. Nova Blaster, back forward 1, has a very low chance to stun on hit. Very low chance. 1% at best. Darkseid. Super move Startup now travels much slower and is unblockable. Deadshot. Chance for online and multiverse matches to give a bonus credit contract. Win the game with a gunshot for 50,000 bonus credits. Dr. Fate. Glyphs of Osiris and Anubis, down back 2, has a chance to give a free unk or apply a 50% damage buff or 50% damage resistance. Enchantress. Hex spells, back forward 3, also apply a damage over time effect. Firestorm. Small chance for an alternate 1 bar air escape. Flash. The 3 durations of trait now, short, regular, and long, and they have comparable cooldowns. Gorilla Grodd. Doesn't work on PC. Anyway, while trait is active, the button map is supposed to display your opponent's inputs. Green Arrow. Changes trait into Explosive Arrow, which is much the same as Fire Arrows. Sleeping Gas Arrow, which has a much longer stun and causes a restand, and the Electric Arrow now drains 1/5 of your opponent's meter and gives it to you. Green Lantern changes special moves into Injustice 1 special moves. These do already exist in-game as equipable abilities, and it was pointed out to me recently that if you equip those abilities with the legendary, it will revert them back to their Injustice 2 specials. Harley Quinn can now meter burn a trait to borrow Ivy's Plant Burrow attack. Hellboy can now air dash twice. Joker, Chattering Teeth, down 3, can now have 3 extra random attacks. Caltrops for a damage over time. A Rocket Penguin Low. And an Unblockable Bomb. Poison Ivy. Trait is now always active. Attacks are on a cooldown. Raiden. Electric Fly, back forward 3, now turns into a dragon. Red Hood can now combo after his super move. Robin. Super move startup now goes full screened and is unblockable. It can also be delayed. Scarecrow. Traumatize trait attack can now be meter burned to randomize opponents' attack buttons and reverse their directional inputs. Starfire. Trait now hits mid and can be aimed up and down in real time. Sub-Zero. Clone trait now absorbs 2 projectiles. Visuals are randomized. Supergirl. Trait can now be rapidly fired. Superman. Trait now applies projectile immunity instead of armor breaking. Swamp Thing gains a forward-only air dash. Leonardo can now meter burn trait attacks for more damage. However, due to a bug, this actually does not require the legendary. Donatello gains a new trait Gadget that deals unblockable damage to opponents when they're in range. Raphael. Trait Hype level applies damage bonus to all psi attacks up to roughly 20% at full hype. Michelangelo can now extend Shell Mill down back 2 up to a total of 6 hits. Wonder Woman. Trait now activates 2 blessings at once. Okay, that was something that took a while and probably didn't take as much effort as I think it would have, but anyway. I hope at least that it was useful to anyone still engaging in the legendary gear grind, or who is new to the game and wants to get into the legendary gear grind. Well, thank you for watching.